So this here is the electric Macan. Now it's not the final version. You can see there's all sorts of tape and stuff to camouflage it, but you can see the headlight is a bit raised to give it that frog eye look, the Porsche frog eye look, just like the Cayenne. And it has a large lower bumper right here. What you can also see is that it's being charged. Now it's not a strong hybrid. This is Porsche's second EV. While the profile looks familiar, this car is actually all new. Take a step back and you can see it's lower slung despite the big battery in the floor, and the doors are now pillarless. Also evident, bigger wheel wells, and there seemed to be a large spoiler at the rear. Also significant, the fact that this is the first existing Porsche nameplate to go fully electric. So what do we have under the skin? This cutaway shows us exactly what is where. Some interesting details here. Of course, you can see the big battery down here. It's a 100 kilowatt hour battery. It's made by Cattle, but it's assembled and produced in Germany, close to the Leipzig plant where this car will be made. Front and rear electric motors, obviously, and this one will get the option of coil springs, manual coil springs, or the air suspension. Now, what Porsche has also done, interestingly, is put the rear motor behind the rear axle. So that's the axle line, and the bulk of the motor is behind it. What kind of power can you expect from this sort of medium-sized SUV? The most powerful Macan EV, the Turbo, will get 612 horsepower. The new permanent magnet synchronous motor gets a larger capacity water cooling jacket. There are new magnets within the rotors with a higher percentage of copper, and the fast switching speed also allows the Macan EV to be predominantly rear-wheel drive. Also part of the spec, torque vectoring and rear axle steering. Perfect for when you want to accelerate faster out of corners. Riding shotgun in a Macan EV is a transformational moment. First up, however, acceleration from rest.
Launch control. Ready? Okay. Yeah.
To get an idea of just how fast that was and how quickly it straightened my back, take a closer look at my face. That hurt. Before I know it, the car's exploding out of corners and sliding all over the track. But let me try and give you some sense of the pace. So 194 down the straight. It's got 1000 Nm torque, and every time he's lifting off, the back is wanting to come out a bit. The motor, actually the rear motor, is placed behind the rear axle, and that gives you a traction advantage when you put the power down. Like that. The Macan should weigh between 2.2 and 2.3 tons, and as a test driver makes full use of 612 horsepower, he backs the Macan into a long right-hander, lifting off the accelerator and allowing the rear to come around, provoking the slide on purpose. Now this is something like the carousel on the famous Nürburgring. So we get in and we're hooking around. I can't quite see the G meter, but that was quite a lot. And a really sporty driving experience in the least likely sporty sort of environment, especially in this car. It's an SUV with electric drive, but again Porsche has managed to deliver something that even from the passenger seat you can really feel. The Macan is even driven over rough ground. But here you can clearly feel every bump and lump on the surface in sport. Will a comfortable ride be a challenge? While it's too early to be specific, expect this to be one of Porsche's most fun cars yet. Fast, agile and playful, it should be everything you expect from a Porsche electric and more. What's clear? Porsche has amped it up to the next level over the Taycan. And this car will come with a massive fun factor. Expected to come to India around the middle of 2024. price of upwards of 1.4 crores for this turbo version, this should be an exciting new phase for Porsche.